Hi, this is Carrie from Kerriann's Cravings, Wagwan. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my Jamaican fried dumplings. They're the ultimate comfort food. They can be enjoyed by themselves or with just about anything else. These are so good and so addictive, you won't be able to have just one. So let's jump into this recipe and get started. First we'll add our flour. Then we'll add some salt. Some baking powder. I'm adding some sugar. I like my dumplings to be a little bit sweet. You can choose to add less sugar or add no sugar at all. Now that we have all our ingredients in the bowl, we're going to take a whisk and combine everything. Now this aerates the flour, resulting in lighter and fluffier dumplings. Now we're going to create a well in the middle of our bowl like I'm doing here, and we're going to add our water slowly. I'm going to start kneading my flour. Notice I'm only using my fingertips. I'm lightly kneading the flour. We don't want to overwork the flour because we don't want our dumplings to be too hard. We're going to keep adding a little water at a time and continue to lightly knead our flour until we've arrived at a sticky dough. That's the consistency we're looking for. So now we have that sticky dough consistency that we're looking for. I know it's not what you're used to, but trust me, your dumpling frying game is about to be elevated. Allowing your dough to proof will give you the best result. Also, your dumplings will be flakier on the outside. You're going to need a clean surface or a plate or a tray. So we're going to be shaping our dumplings twice. So you're going to need a tray or the plate to place the dumplings on after the first shaping. Make sure that the surface is lightly dusted with some flour. This will prevent your dough from sticking to the surface. I just removed my dough from my refrigerator where it's been proofing overnight. So now we are ready to make our dumplings. So we're going to sprinkle some flour on our dough just so it's not sticking on our hands or on the bowl when we're making the dumplings. So you want to give this a light knead. We don't want to overwork our dough. We don't want our dumplings to come out hard. We're going to tear off a piece of our dough about an inch thick. We don't want it to be too big because the dumplings will expand as soon as we start frying. So we want to make these round like a ball. So we're going to tuck the edges into the center like I'm doing here. Then we're going to pinch the top to seal it, just like I'm doing here. Then you'll just tap them on your palm to round them up and make them look nice and round. So we're going to place our raw dumplings on our floured surface, and we're going to repeat each step until all the dough has been used up. And this is what they look like after the first shaping. So I'm heating my vegetable oil in my Dutch pot on a medium setting. You'll allow this to heat up for about 3 to 5 minutes to about 300 degrees. You don't want it to be too hot where the outside of the dumplings are cooked quickly and the insides are still raw. So I'm using a piece of dough to get my temperature just right. If the dough rises up very quickly, rapidly, then you know the oil is too hot and you have to reduce your heat. If it takes a few seconds to rise up like it did here, you know it's perfect and we're ready to go. So we're going to do our second and final shaping that I mentioned before. We're going to take our raw dough and we're going to roll it in the palm of our hands and drop them gently in our oil. We'll repeat the steps until all our dumplings are in the pot. We just want to move them around a little bit just to make sure they're not sticking to our pot. So we're going to fry these up for about 10 to 15 minutes total. We want to make sure that they're golden brown on the outside and soft and fluffy on the inside. So now you want to stay close so you can rotate them. You want to make sure that your dumplings are cooked all the way through on all sides. So you'll keep rotating until all the sides have that beautiful golden brown color that you're looking for. So there you have it, my loves. As promised, the best fried dumplings. Flaky on the outside, fluffy and slightly sweet on the inside. Let me tell you, you will not go back to your old way of frying dumplings. I hope you will give this recipe a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Also, click on that notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified once a new recipe hits. Until next time, my friends, stay blessed.